find your passion, it ignites you as a person. You just feel awesome. Hello, my Jiu-Jitsu sisters. What is going on? All right. So, one of our Jiu-Jitsu sisters left me a comment, and she says that, Crystal, you know, I've been training for my first couple of months and I am so terrible that I don't even want to keep on training. I just feel like I am horrible at Jiu-Jitsu. All right. So let me just say that, like, yes, when you first start Jiu-Jitsu, you will be terrible at it, okay? Nobody in the history of martial arts ever stepped foot on the mats and was magically good at fighting. Like, I don't know what it is about like human nature, but we just think that we're like at a better level than we actually are when we step out there. Like, it took me a long time. I'm talking like a year or two before like things actually started working for me during like live training, sparring, like going at it. Okay, like I knew every single technique in the curriculum. Like I had over 200 to 300 techniques that I knew, as in like mentally knew that I could go and I could drill. And if you told me, okay, do a double leg, like I could perform a double leg in like a demonstration low resistance type environment, but it was hard as hell to get things to start working while grappling. Like that is really difficult. Okay, so like don't feel bad. I was terrible. Like relatively speaking, you will always be terrible compared to compared to people who are more experienced than you. You will always be terrible compared to somebody else. Like, it's like a theory of relativity, okay? Like, even to this day, I will leave the mats, and especially if I have not had enough liquid carbs, like I'll link what I drink below, but if I haven't had like enough carbs, or if I just had a really intense couple of hours of sparring, I will leave the mats thinking I'm terrible. Like I'll drive home and I'm like, I'm terrible. And part of it is, it's true because like if you're always working on new things, if this is a new skill, like you will feel like you're terrible because in the beginning you will be, and it will just take some time for the skills to come. So just be patient and just know that anytime that you're on the mat and you are giving like focused effort and you are going there with intention and a plan, you will get better faster. Like, trust me, okay? Like I will give you a couple of examples that from my experience that, okay, so this one kind of like probably hurt me the most, like emotionally, okay, because it's just like, all right. So I remember my first time, I was doing jiu-jitsu for probably like a year and a half at that point. So I knew what it felt like to grapple, but I wanted to start MMA. And so I remember my first time sparring, I did not understand what standing in the pocket was. I did not understand what space was. And literally for like 3 or 4 minutes straight, I got punched in the face. And it wasn't like even a skilled punch either, which made it more almost insulting. It was just, imagine I'm standing there being like, trying to like do shitty defense and I didn't even know what I was doing, and like just jab, 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 and I'm just like I left that mat and I cried. I was like, I remember one of the guys saying, he's like, I don't know what it is about fighting, but people just think they're just actually gonna be good at it on the first day, and I don't know why. Like even my chiropractor, like I was there the other day, and he was like, he was like, oh, so like, I hear that you're, you know, that you had an MMA fight. And he's like, he told me that he was like looking at my hands, like imagining me like just basically kicking his ass. And he's like, oh my God, my ego just like can't even stand it. He's like, I know you could, but like my ego, somehow I think I would be able to defend myself even though I have zero skills in fighting. Like, I don't know if it's just like a human thing or what, but all right. So I'll give you another example. So I wanted to learn some takedowns, and I was like, okay, like I was just infatuated with Osotogari. And so like I would drill Osotogari. I would go in on Saturdays, like Saturday mornings, and drill Osotogari with like one of the upper belts, and I drilled it for hours. And every time that I would try to do it on the mats, like it just would never work for years, like years. Okay, like to be completely honest, I have been training Jiu-Jitsu for 5 years. I have yet to get Osotogari live. Like it's coming. I've been taking judo. Like it's coming, but like I still have not gotten that move. And like it doesn't make me feel bad. I just know it's coming. I'm working on it. It's in the works. Like not being able to do things on the mat, like don't let that make you feel bad. Just know that you're working towards it. Okay. Like if you are taking steps, it's coming. Just don't feel bad. Like, okay, I'll tell you, another story, like double legging. So double legging is like another type of takedown. It's like a wrestling type move. And I really wanted to double leg. And at the beginning of rolls, I would ask like upper belts, hey, like, can we start from standing? And they would be like, yeah. So we would start from standing, and I would try to go in for a double leg. And of course I would be very obvious, because I'm a white belt, that I don't know what I'm doing. And right when I would get to their hips, like I would not drive all the way through, and I would not like keep on going. So what would happen is they would end up sprawling, and my face would just get smushed into the mat. So imagine trying something and the result of your effort is just face smushing in the mat repeatedly. And I didn't stop. Like I kept on trying, and I had, you know, like 50 face smushes. And sometimes I remember I was going up against an upper belt, and instead of like sprawling on me, he did this thing where he basically like shot his hips forward, and I got like struck with a hip bone. Like I got a strike in response. So like that was like, oh my God, dude, like I don't even want to shoot it anymore. Like this is getting ridiculous. But like, so when you're trying to get things to work, like just know that this is a like long game process. Okay. Like you're going to be terrible at first, but there are benefits to training besides hitting obvious techniques during grappling. Anytime that you spend on the mat in close proximity with other people, you are training your ability to work and to defend yourself when other people would feel super uncomfortable and controlled and like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Like if you have felt what it's like to roll, just like the pressure and the hotness, and sometimes it's like you almost feel claustrophobic. Like if you can start to even work through that, like that is beneficial training. Okay, like nobody, not even Ronda Rousey was Ronda Rousey when she first stepped on the mats. Like she wasn't just armbarring the shit out of people day one. No, like if you see her documentary, like she would leave training pretty much every day crying, right? And that is like, that's like sometimes normal. Like sometimes I leave the mats crying after training for hours, not because I feel bad, but just because like you put in so much effort that like it just feels like that's what your body wants to do. You know, it's not like a boo-hoo, woe is me. It is a like, I don't know, sometimes it's just like a release. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, like if you leave feeling like you suck, you're doing it right, because you're challenging yourself. Like, I hardly ever leave the mats feeling like, oh my God, I'm the best ever, I am the best in the world, because then that would mean I would have an ego, and we all know what happens to egos on the mat. Like, they just get smashed. Okay, like your ego is gone. You can't simultaneously train jiu-jitsu and have an ego. Like, yeah, no, not going to happen. So just know that, yes, it's completely normal to feel terrible, to feel like, okay, like, I am terrible at this, I don't even want to go on, but just know that, like, you can do it. I have faith in you, and I believe in you, and just keep on going to class. And if all else fails, just focus on one thing that you want to accomplish while you're rolling. I do have a video that like goes over what to do if you've forgotten everything, like one thing that you can work on, because what really like saved me was knowing that, like, okay, I might have gotten completely smashed, but I worked on this one thing, so I know I took one step. It's just take that one step, and then all of a sudden you will look back and be like, holy shit, look how far I've gone. You know, like, I like to compare it to a plant. Like, I have this money tree over here, and I can imagine, like, imagine if I checked it every single day looking for growth. And every single day, like, you can't see day by day growth. You just can't. Like, it's just impossible. And imagine like trying to force that growth. Like, that is just a exercise in pure frustration, trying to make things happen faster than they naturally will. So my advice is to just pick your training schedule, like, go to it, try to focus on one thing and forget about it. Like, just let things be, let things happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is, and then time goes by anyway. It is crazy. Like, years will go by and you will be like, holy crap, I am so happy I stayed consistent, because look at where I am now. And that's like the long game. All right, girl. So don't worry, man. You got it. You got this. You can do this. And as always, I love your comments. Like, it really is the reason why I make these videos, because I want to help you in your journey, because I've been there. Any type of thing that you're going through, I probably already went through, and may still be going through it. So yeah, like, just like, leave me comments, send me an email, let me know how you're doing, let me know what you're going through, and if I can help in any way, I am here to help. And that's what makes me happy, is knowing that I could help you out, because having jiu-jitsu skills is very useful. All right, so I love you. Just keep on going. You got this. You can do this. And until next time, bye.